Well, I'm really going to miss you girls.
I know, it's sad.
It's the last all-girls final.
Yeah, it's been such a time.
Such a good time getting with you each week.
I actually have really enjoyed watching the season, knowing that I had people to gab with it about the next day. Because normally I just watch it and, my husband and I look at each other and then that's the end. But it's fun to, take note of everything and then come break it down.
Yes.
And the interesting thing about this whole season 50 to me is it's not just somebody like me that watched sometimes. People that watched it in the beginning that it fell away for them have gotten back into it. Like Nikki Glazer, our friend, who is all about it and was at the finale last night.
Yeah.
And I think because there was just so much press around the season in general and so many big opinions, it really brought the attention to also people who have never watched Survivor. I've been hearing people who are like, hey, are you watching the season of Survivor? Well, first off, as if I'm not.
Obviously.
But like the people who I would have never guessed would have gotten into it have started watching this year.
I will say I was bothered when Jeff at the very beginning said, welcome to the finale. Welcome all the new Survivor fans who discovered Survivor because they heard about Billie Eilish, Mr. Beast, and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, come on.
He said that, and I was like, that is not happening. That's not why.
That feels like a very, what's the word? Like tone deaf, like, the producers are still like pushing that narrative. We all know that that's not why people are
like
here.
We did the right thing. We brought in all these stories, and that made new fans find us.
And that means that it's all you old fans. It's the only reason Survivor is still on the air.
Right.
It's a slap in the face a little bit to you guys.
Yeah, and I just don't think that's what drew people in.
Me
I think all
either.
the buzz around it would have been there even without all of that stuff.
How would you react?
Now, the Mr. Beast thing was
Sure.
a big thing.
And I'll say
not
that
because it was Mr. Beast, but because of what happened.
it was the most successful twist, for
Yes.
sure, out of all the
Maybe
celebrities.
even the only one.
Now, if we came back for season 51, which I know we're going to get into later on, and they had another celebrity twist in the following season, like if this is something they held on to, how would you feel about it?
I would be so mad.
It's too much.
No.
It has to stop.
Yeah.
I think the
it's gotta
fans
be a
actually
one-time thing.
hated it.
Yeah.
And we will talk about the previews they gave for season 51.
Because I didn't stay up for that, so you have to tell me.
Oh my gosh.
I was just so done.
Yeah, well, she got home late and she was behind.
Oh,
So much so that I texted her kind of a
a spoiler.
But then once I
Not
knew-
really. I mean, not compared to the spoiler we got.
Well, yeah. Then once the real spoiler happened, I was like, "Oh man, something just happened. It's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't tell me what it was, but you were like, it's big.
It is big." All right, so let's get into it. Go ahead, start us
All right,
off,
you want
girls.
me to kick it off?
Yeah.
Okay, so we come back. I mean, first we have a big old school live finale opening. It felt very,
Nostalgic.
it did.
It made you miss 2008.
It really did. It really did. There's something about the vibe of those live shows that it made me very excited. So after the recap and we're back at camp, Rizo is happy about getting Cirie out. He felt like it was the right move. I think it probably was, but it also, I don't know. I hate that he did it, as a Cirie fan.
Yeah, I think most Survivor fans just hate that he did it. Even if you're like me and you're rooting for Rizzo, you're kind of like, okay, but I would have rather her won over you.
Yeah.
So it was a tough watch, but whatever.
Yeah. And so then Tiff doesn't want to talk to anybody. She knows she's at the bottom. She knows she's mad. She kind of goes off on Aubry and Joe. This is what I wrote down. Like Joe acting like it's hypocritical of Tiff to be mad. I was like, please. Like
He's been mad the whole time.
Agreed.
the whole time.
Agreed.
Like, what are you talking about, dude? And so they're all, planning to go to the end together. And it felt like from that moment, we all knew if
She
Tiff
had to
didn't
win.
win, she's going home.
Yeah.
And there was just no real hope for her.
I've had a lot of moments this season of going into Tribal thinking, there's no Hail Mary. We have run out of moves, and I know who's leaving.
Yes.
Cirie, Devins, Tiff.
Yep.
I feel like maybe even D whenever she left.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of those moments this year, and I don't think that usually happens because there's always an air of, well, they could find an idol, or
Yeah,
an
there's
air
hope.
of, well, so-and-so's got an idol that maybe we can, work with it.
Or maybe this person will flip and they'll.
And everything seemed so set in stone this year.
That was the sad part, especially when you look at who was left. 2 of the 4 did not win a challenge the entire season.
Right.
And they got to skate along because of strong allies.
Yes.
And really, you look at Tiff had to win a lot of challenges toward the end, or she would have been gone way before she was.
Totally.
And that's always a harder game to play. When it's like win or it's me, that's a tough. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't
it's
last
stress.
that long.
It's
You can't
too
last
much
that long.
stress.
Yeah. So we head to the first challenge. Boy, that was a really intense one. Like really cool stuff that they had to do. That fishing pole thing was new. That big tower they were on where it released the little like ramp and they slid down, and then ends with the puzzle. I really thought Tiff was going to get it. It was so close.
So close. One puzzle piece apart. And have you ever been so excited that you've bust into the worm?
Yeah.
Jonathan hitting that deck on his
He
nipples.
sure did. I forgot about that.
The most unexpected thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a good challenge. I was sad to see Tiff go, and then it just felt like when you texted me, Courtney, about the spoiler that was coming. I was like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm just watching them get ready to vote Tiff out. I said, I know it's going to happen because she didn't win, and that's it. I almost felt like I could have fast forwarded through
I know.
all of that because you just knew that there was no way they were taking Tiff. Because they're right. She
would have gotten all the
would have
votes.
won. She played a better game.
And whenever they were at Tribal doing their thing with Jeff, and she had made the point of like, you're all being ridiculous. You're telling me I'm the biggest threat, but Joe's right here with the same amount of
Wins.
Yes.
as me. As she was saying that, I was fighting for her and like really like, yeah, actually that's a good
Yeah,
point.
she was right.
And then I thought, you know what? If I'm Joe, I'm feeling like trash right now because if I've got the same almost resume as this girl and she's a bigger threat by like 10, that means I'm really not I'm not a threat. I'm not playing this game and no one's looking at me, which means why should I win?
Right.
And I had that same thought later on in the episode, which might come up again, but that was my first moment of Joe's got to realize that he needs to play a different game or he's not going to win.
Yeah, and it was too late by that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had already done the damage.
He had
That
already
jury
played that game.
had already been to camp with him. They saw everything he did. He was a problem most of the time.
Yes.
And he's got them all blocked now.
Yes.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
with
I did
this?
see that.
They like
Yes.
all have bad relationships with arguably who we thought was the nicest person on the season.
Yeah. That's because of what did Cirie call it? She called it the Jotation. You had to take your turn in the Jotation because
Yes.
everybody had to take a rotation in babysitting Joe through all of the votes. And I think I don't think he realized that's what was going on. And when it all came out, I think
I'm
that's
sure
when
as he was
started.
watching the season, he was probably just blocking one person a
Yeah.
week at a time.
Like, oh,
yeah.
that person said this, you're blocked.
I saw
Yeah.
somebody on social media saying that they love Cirie, but they thought that was really mean. And I think she was just telling the truth and something that he was going to already see when he watches the episodes.
Yeah, because, I think Final Tribal is like hours long and we only see like 20 minutes of it. So there had to be some lead up to make her spit that out. Because I also thought it was pretty direct. But she's not mean to be mean.
No.
No, I think she was.
And she also knew that there were on that jury, we'll get to that, there were jurors giving their own commentary on who they think should win, trying to change the opinion of other jury members when that wasn't their job.
No.
The jury is
Right.
to vote. That's up to them to fight for themselves.
Right, I have opinions on who you're talking
Yes.
about. But first, Joe and all his other floaters are voting out Tiff.
Oh yeah, so Tiff goes home. That was such a big letdown. I was just really crushed for her. Rizzo did finally play his idol though,
Thank goodness.
which I thought he was maybe not going to,
Me too.
just so that he could say he didn't have to
Twice.
twice. Yeah, I did think that Tiff promising not to send Jonathan to fire was a good attempt at trying to stay because he had all this
'Cause he had
baggage
lost
from,
in
from
fire.
fire before. Yeah, and then
That is a good play.
Yeah.
It really was. It was really, that was her Hail Mary. That's all she had. It didn't work. We knew it wasn't going to work. And then after that, I just wrote, this Final Four sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with who won and out of the options, and I probably would have been fine with another person winning. But it's just like, it wasn't exciting. I wasn't like really pumped up about any one person. It was just kind of like, eh.
And that's why when it came time for the deliberating and them, talking about answering the questions, you didn't care as much.
No.
Yeah.
It
Agree.
just wasn't, for season 50, it just wasn't that thrilling after we'd had many, many good episodes to get down to the end and just not even really care that much.
You're supposed to care.
Was a bummer. Was a bummer.
Well, and I enjoyed watching them back at camp when Aubry. Oh, we got to get to the challenge.
Oh, yeah. So next we have the challenge, and I love that challenge.
That challenge started like making me ill.
Yes.
The balls. What do they call it? Samotion.
Samotion, which I didn't know it was called that.
I know. Everyone else knew what it was called.
I liked the explanation of it, but
It stressed me out. And I'm like, you're putting that ball in too fast behind the other one.
It made me like nauseous at home because I was trying to follow along, but I was trying to count and think in my head. And I was like, I don't know how they're doing this.
No.
I wonder how quickly it goes when you're actually there. Like, what's the elapsed time?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That would be nice if they had a little
do give us
clock.
that kind of information. So that is interesting.
And that wasn't a strength kind of thing.
Nope.
It was a mental all the way.
All mental, which I like that as the final challenge
Me
because
too.
it does feel like everyone has a fair shot, even more so than an endurance
Yes.
challenge. And Aubry wins, which was, I was excited for her.
I was too. And that's the
Yeah.
only person I was rooting for in that.
At this
Me too.
point, it only made sense for me if Aubry or Jonathan were going to like be in this winner's
Yes.
position. So I was excited for Aubry.
Yes. And I thought it was so interesting that she revealed that she ordered this on Etsy and practiced it.
It was the only one she practiced.
How expensive do you think this was
I
on
have to
Etsy?
know. I have
Someone
to know.
made this. Some man with his like welding equipment made this in his backyard. Isn't this
And
crazy?
how are you getting that shipped to your house?
And then you're revealing it. I mean, I like that she did. I don't know if I would have been big enough to reveal it.
Yes.
I love that she told it.
Yeah.
It's so smart. It's so smart because it has been the final challenge so many times that she had to have known that that's what fans want to see. That's what I voted for.
She did her homework.
She's smart.
Unlike
she probably showed up with
some people.
so much excitement when she saw that it
Yes.
was the Final Four challenge.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was very, very exciting. And so then, she's decided she's taking Joe. She's sending Jonathan and Rizo to fire. And then we get the classic at camp practicing the fire edit where it's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm crying. Oh, wait, now I can do it. Oh,
And
right.
I'm lighting it every second. It was so edited.
It
But
is
I started
so
believing.
classic.
Yeah,
I know.
I did too.
And it's the same story every single year.
Always. There's always somebody that you're like, why have you not been practicing?
Yeah, how much downtime do you have? That is a cocky
26
attitude
days.
to me.
Right.
I'm not talking about, because I know he went from back to back.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all that time.
While you're there sitting in the hammock, get your butt up and start
Oh, it's
lighting some fires.
It's really it's aggravating,
he said
cocky.
he didn't do it one time.
He said he didn't do it one time. And remember earlier in this season when Colby was like pointing fingers at people for being lazy, Angelina, and then Rizo made the comment of camp life isn't a big as deal in Survivor as it was in the old era. And then Cirie also brought that up last night. I still disagree with that. I think if you're out there, you better be making that fire.
Yes.
You better be at least trying to catch a fish and make yourself useful so that's another
Well, it
thought before
also
people
helps
vote you out.
because you get the protein then from the fish and you get the skill of the fire and
I think they could have made it more exciting too by saying in that last day. Like I said, I have not watched this in years. By saying there's a hidden idol somewhere.
yeah.
Like to me, why not throw something like that out? Two people are going to go to fire no matter what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having another one, I don't know.
Right.
I just
If no one finds it, Aubry picks, but you could find it.
Yes.
It's out
And in
there.
a season
And she
full
could
of
find it again.
twists, why not?
Why not?
Why not throw that in there?
Yeah, for real.
They
I
just didn't
agree.
use those idols very well this year.
No.
People didn't have immunity unless they won the challenges.
Not a single boomerang idol was played appropriately to where that twist ever even worked out. It was a total fail.
And also, Aubry, she was so direct about her decision to take Jonathan, to take Joe,
Yeah.
and then put the other two up for fire. Some years, you really don't know who they're going to pick until the last minute. So then you see all three people scrambling.
That's true.
Because
and
it was
trying to make fire.
It was so direct this time.
It felt very obvious to me who's like Joe needs to know since she picked him. I'm not threatened by you.
Right.
That was the second moment where I thought, if Joe doesn't realize he's wasting his time here, he's so dumb. Because now she wants to pick you because she knows no one's going to vote for you.
Right.
And you can't even put a last minute on your resume because you're not going to be making fire. And you probably can't. I don't know if you can, but
He's a
I guess he
firefighter.
can. He made it with Rizo.
Yeah. I totally agree. So then we go, we got to talk about what happened before we ever saw what the result of the fire making challenge was. The biggest moment of the night, probably.
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
Even overshadowed the winning.
Nick's next to me, and I go, "Oh my gosh, he just messed up big time."
Big time, like the biggest time.
Because they talk about her choosing them. They go back live to the studio.
Jeff brings out Rizo, which immediately caught me off guard.
Yes.
Because I thought,
I was like, "What are you doing?"
you're going to talk to him before fire? Like, he only speaks to people after they've been voted out. And as soon as they started talking, I was like, wow, this is getting really in depth for
It's
what
very
we're about
weird.
to do. And as soon as he said, okay, you can take a seat, and then the crowd and the cast
Yeah, you're the
members are
final
like,
member of our
wait.
jury.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my stomach dropped. And every producer back there was like, this is why we don't
go
do live
live.
finales.
But the weird thing is, everyone else up on that stage knew that the fire challenge hadn't been aired. How does Jeff not aware of that?
It makes me wonder if maybe like while it's airing on the big screens and on TV, he's gone backstage or he's getting things ready for the next bit. And I think he and one unfortunate producer probably like skipped a step, you know?
Yeah, or I was talking about it on the air this morning. Like maybe they changed a part in the plan last minute, decided to go to a commercial before fire or something, and it didn't get relayed. But, it's it made me think of, we were talking about how we had Dustin Nickerson at Laughs at the Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
And we played a bit from him yesterday, this whole Looney Tunes bit that's gone viral.
It's very funny.
And we didn't know if he did that at his set for Laughs at the Lincoln.
Because we couldn't be there the whole time watching his entire set.
Right, we're backstage doing stuff, getting ready for the next thing.
And he had actually done it.
He did it, and we didn't know because we didn't get to see it. We were doing other things. So
And
I bet there's
the
a little bit of that
yes.
going on at this kind of live event. He's not paying attention to everything that's happening, but that was...
He was clueless when they said, he's like, what? I don't know what's going on, but take your seat. Our 12th jury member.
I felt so sad for him because, like, Jeff's got it locked in.
Yes.
He
never does stuff
He
like that.
never makes mistakes. Well, I guess he's never usually live anymore to do so. But
I love the live feel of it.
I know.
I think
it's worth it.
I think you're missing out if you don't have it live.
Me
It's
too.
worth it.
And the amount of celebrities that were at that thing too last night. This is good for Survivor.
Yeah.
This gives it a breath of fresh air because there were big name celebrities there that wanted to be a part of this. So I know that it's a big mistake, and man, Jeff it's making him crazy.
Yeah.
Someone probably got fired.
Someone probably got fired.
Yeah.
Don't you
or
think?
Demoted. Yeah.
Big time trouble, because that is...
But I love the way they came back from it. Like when they came back from break or, whenever his next live shot was. I should say, whenever he made the mistake and it went to commercial, Jack and I were sitting there like, no way this just happened. And I said, what if they tricked us? What if they come back and then Jonathon loses? Like, what if they really threw... And that was like another twist that they added.
I thought maybe it wasn't a mistake because nobody knew. We're just watching live like everybody else.
Yeah, I liked that when they came back to his next live shot, he was like, okay, owning it. Let's go watch Rizo lose.
Yeah, that was funny. And I also thought it was funny when he said, okay, so do you want us to tell you who the winner is, or do you want to watch it, the way you're supposed to?
Don't you think it's weird, though, that show is not on tape delay in some way?
That is wild.
Yeah.
Because they could have
cut it.
Oh, yeah.
And just the audience there would have known.
Right.
But they could have stopped it.
They could have.
Is TV not on like a 7-second delay the way that we are?
I mean, it is, but I guess there are some things I think like sporting events and stuff usually.
And perhaps,
aren't.
I don't know how on cue the people at Survivor CBS are when it comes to live shows, because like I said, they haven't done this in a long time, and they're probably not expecting like Jeff Probst to curse or something.
No.
So they're not on their like dump button.
Right.
Like an award show is.
Right.
Because an award show, they
do it a
are
lot.
on a delay.
Yeah.
But don't you think from now on, it will be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they meant to even bring him out at that time.
No.
Rizzo. There's
And
no way.
So we knew, but then you're curious, like, well, maybe we didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
When they show the fire challenge finally.
I rewound it and I was like, because I kind of skipped through some of that tribal because I'm like, we already know what's going to happen. I don't care about these people. I don't care what they have to say. And then when I saw Rizzo come out, I was like, oh, I must have missed the whole fire challenge. And so I rewound and I'm like, no, I didn't. So what is happening?
Yeah, I know. I really hope that they don't. I hope that this doesn't discourage live finales moving forward, because even though season 51 is probably much less exciting than season 50, I hope that they still do a live finale. 'Cause
I love it.
I think it adds a lot to it.
Although they need to figure that out better too, because the show went on way too long to the point where it had to wrap fast, and we didn't get any time to talk to any of the people.
Right. So this new format, instead of having show and then after show reunion, they just had show with interviews mingled without. What did you think of that? Because you never watched the after show.
I liked it because I never watched the after show.
It's fine, but they've got to figure out how to time that right.
They got to tighten it up.
And I think it's better for the audience, which I think they were doing that more for that big audience.
I think so,
which
too.
a lot of times you're not thinking about the audience, you're thinking about the viewers.
Right.
But it was quite a
Like they have to sit there for 3 hours.
yes.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's make this entertaining for them. And I understand what they're doing, but they got to figure the timing out of that, because you wanted to hear from everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, like I wanted to hear from the Devins and the
Yes.
Christians and the, the Kyles who went home day one on a technicality,
Yeah, I liked the little interspersing. I really did. Okay, so then we go back to last day at camp, and this is, I think, what you wanted to talk about earlier, which is the loved ones visit. Was that what you were going to talk about?
No.
Oh, when Aubry's family came and.
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about earlier when you were like, oh, we got to get to that. Yeah, we got a form of the loved ones visit.
This was a nice surprise.
Yes.
After we got the loved ones' letters and I was thoroughly disappointed, it was nice to see, oh, there's a boat. Oh, there's people on the boat. Oh my God, that's my brother. As soon as Jonathan said, that's my brother, tears. Tears. It's like the dog with the watering of the mouth, Pavlonian's dog.
Yeah.
I started crying.
It was very sweet. I thought that was a nice thing to
They didn't
include.
expect that. They just thought they were going to eat breakfast that day.
Right. They were waiting for their celebratory breakfast to arrive. They got this instead, which was
It was
awesome.
nice.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Let's get to the jury.
Let's get to the jury.
Q&A.
Yeah. Where do you want to start there?
I don't know. I mean, it was not comfortable for me.
Yeah, I don't like the jury.
I don't
so
like it. I think
don't.
it's
Wait, hang on. You don't like last night's jury segment, or you don't like what they do when they do that
I
at all?
often will skip the last episode of Survivor. Like, not in a new season because I want to see who wins. But when on a rewatch, if I know who won, I will skip the jury entirely because it's very long. It's all just a bunch of blah, 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 trying to sell your angle or whatever. There's a lot.
or axes to grind.
Yeah, there's a lot of bitterness. I didn't feel like there was a ton of bitterness in this one, but it was very clear that there was just campaigning.
Yes, that's all it was. It was the jury's campaigning for who they wanted to win.
Rather than the flip side.
It was that Stephanie made a total fool of herself.
Stephanie and Chrissy, I need them to sit down and realize that they were not doing themselves any
they were
favors.
not.
Just ask your question and let someone else ask their question.
They may not have been disliked for all their seasons, but they are disliked in the world, in America now.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are two of the most polarizing people. There's something to be said about some kind of girl power a little bit too. And the way that it's so misogynistic, the way they cast Aubry as she didn't do anything, and how Jonathan was the total package, and then she wrote it.
Yeah.
Total
Oh my
package.
gosh.
So gross. She looked thirsty.
She
Yeah.
looked thirsty. That was something I said at the TV. I was like, stop flirting with him and just get to the game.
It was weird.
Chrissy, I also wanted to say,
Why was she talking so much?
if I was Aubry, I would have said, Chrissy, you have so many questions because you weren't here long enough to have the answers.
Yeah.
Like, if you could please sit
the
back.
people that were on there the longest weren't even talking. They didn't even go to half the people for questions.
Yeah, we didn't get to see
They cut it.
And there was a lot of, jury members interrupting each other, Cirie jumping in there, Devon's jumping in there, Tiff jumping in there. And to an extent, I enjoyed it because I like everybody getting fired up, but I didn't know if that was the most productive way to do a final tribal.
I don't think that it was. And I just think that it was not a good look. And the way they tried to undercut Aubry's game, I thought Aubry's game was a very classic Survivor game. It was more social. It was more strategic. And she was down at the bottom a lot.
And she made moves at the end that saved her.
She had to climb her way up from the bottom.
Joe acting like
Jonathan
Jonathan acting like he's Mr. Mastermind of everything.
He tried to take credit for her Aussie thing when really that was her. If she had not shared that information, that move would not have happened.
And it's a good thing that the people who were there to witness it were the people on the jury. You
Yes.
know, like I don't think she had to convince a lot of people of much because they were the people that she was working with or against. And even the people she was working against, Cirie, Tiff, still really ended up on her side and rooting for her. I think something that hits me every single year is that when you get to the final tribal with jury, that can really make or break your game depending on how well you can campaign for yourself or at least speak.
Yes.
Because a lot of times when they were asking John or Joe
They
a
couldn't
question,
follow.
they couldn't follow or they were going off on other things and they had to stop them and be like, nope, this is what I said. Aubry always had very clear and concise experiences to
wasn't
refer to.
rambling.
She never rambles. She knows exactly what she's saying. And that, I think, is another way in which she's grown since her first season. She's so experienced now and confident in those final 3 seats. And I think Jonathon could have had a hand at winning if he could, speak.
Yeah, I agree. I was glad to see Jonathon play a different game this season. He was much more strategic than he was in his original season. But I still think that Aubry to me feels more like a win for the Survivor fans because she has played 4 times, I think. She made it to the final in her first season, and a lot of people feel like she got robbed in that season that she lost to Michelle. So I think it was...
Jonathan may not have paid his dues,
Right.
but thought he could outsmart everyone
Yes.
by talking about how much he studied and changed. And he probably did when
Yes.
you guys saw him last.
Definitely.
But he's not smarter than everyone there.
No, and that out of that final 4, Aubry winning felt like the only satisfying win for a Survivor fan who's been in it the whole time.
Yeah, if you would have told me at the first episode, hey, Aubry wins this, I would have probably rolled my eyes.
Yes,
but
same.
last night, I was pleased with the outcome.
I was too.
And how many people did vote. It wasn't close, you know?
No.
And that made me happy.
Yeah,
And don't you think that group, that Chrissy, Jonathan, Stephanie, and somebody
Was
else.
it Coach?
maybe Coach.
Coach,
yeah.
that's it. Coach, they're the ones that had the alliance,
The
don't
Zoom
you
alliance.
think?
That's the Zoom Alliance, I think. Yeah.
Because we didn't know for sure. We thought it was Colby and a bunch of other names were thrown out
Charlie,
there.
which they might have been, but they didn't make it to jury.
Right, so it didn't matter
But
anyway.
her cheering Jonathan on, Chrissy during the fire, and
It was cringy.
I don't know her, and I am not a fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't a good look. I don't think it was good.
And she was just talking way too much for the amount of time I saw her on screen.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. She was talking. I needed to hear more from Christian.
Tiff.
Tiff.
Yo, Christian, yes.
D.
Yes.
I needed to hear more from the people who I feel like I was actually interested in their games. Chrissy was here and then she was gone.
Yeah, and her game wasn't really anything to write home about.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Lost it. But, I also put a note in that I liked when things got a little tense and Devon's was like, you guys are doing a good job. You're
I
doing a
know.
really good
I
job."
liked that too. Bring it back down.
Did you see James Gunn was campaigning for Devon's for the fan vote?
Oh, really?
for the Sia prize.
Oh, yeah. And so who did win? Because I didn't stay to watch.
Your girl, Cirie.
That's what I thought. Because
Yeah.
you hinted at it this morning.
I did. I didn't say it on the air, but I said who you wanted to win. But you'd have been
Yes.
happy with Devon's as well,
I
or
would have
Tiff.
been. I would have been. I thought also some of the elements from the live show that were really sweet were Cirie getting that award and her coming out and getting to talk. And I'm sure she's like, this little 3D printed award is great, but I would like to actually
I
win.
know. I'm
It's
sure she was
funny.
like, "Oh, thanks."
Like,
but
okay, great.
production probably wanted her to win this season so bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what it seemed like. So I'm glad she got.
She did not get ripped off.
No.
No.
She did. If she could have won a challenge or two, or found an idol, she would have had a better chance. But she just doesn't have. She doesn't have those skills, and the idols weren't there to be found.
No.
And this is officially her last season, right? She
I
said that.
Announced it, I think, didn't she?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
And what did you guys think about the car giveaway to the winner? Do you think that was?
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Remember when they used to do the Toyota car giveaway, and then
It was
there's
like, it was a challenge.
but at one point they would do it during the finale. They'd be like,
yes,
"Oh,
yeah.
Toyota's going to give a car to whoever," or
Yeah.
maybe it was a challenge. I don't know.
Way back, it used to be a challenge. Like
Yeah.
maybe at like the final 6 or something.
But they said it was a bad.
There was a
bad
curse.
luck.
Yes.
Whoever got the car
Did
would never
not
win the game.
Yes.
So I think that's why this year, yeah, they did it at the finale. That way Toyota could be like, "We're breaking the curse. The winner will get the car."
Oh, okay.
And
She
so the
found
winner was
out, and then
Aubry.
she's making her way through fake prop
God, she
trees.
had to run through a jungle just to find
it's
it.
like those award shows where they sit people in the very back, and it's like you
know-
have the results.
You know who's going
Right.
to win.
This is taking 10 minutes for them to get their dress through the crowd and up the stairs.
Exactly.
But it was funny. She was thrilled.
She was super excited. It was a fun little throwback.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Did we find out anything about next season?
They showed a trailer for next season. I can't believe you didn't watch it.
It looks harsh.
It looks harsh simply because they're like maxing out the season on advantages and twists once again. They said any twist or advantage that you've ever seen on Survivor will be in play.
Well, we theorized that was going to happen because they usually shoot seasons back to back, and so they don't have time to correct what fans hate in a previous season until the one after that. Usually you get 2 seasons that have the same crappy advantages, and then they correct for the next 2.
Right. So this is like its sister.
Any returning players?
No,
All new.
these are all new players.
Okay, that's probably good.
I was already
And-
bugged by a few of them just from the commercial.
I know.
I know. Did you see Mike White also cast 2 of the people in
In the next season
The
of
next
White
White
Lotus,
Lotus.
Who's in it?
it's Camilla and Charlie.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and so the
That's
crowd
great.
went wild. Because also with this season, they didn't send the non-jury members home. They all went to Ponderosa for
Oh,
the extent
everybody.
of the time. So everybody was there for 30 days or almost 30 days.
Oh, wow.
So that nobody could be like at an American airport and be like, "Hey, I just saw Mike White, but I know that they're
Yeah.
filming."
Right.
You know? So they kept everybody there. And I'm imagining Mike probably made close friends with people like Camilla and Charlie, who are so, quirky but fun.
Yes, I like that. That's
Yeah.
a good fit.
And
I'm
he,
excited.
like-
I was glad they talked to him too.
He live streamed in from wherever he was filming this
think he
season
said
of White
Paris,
Lotus.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's France, right?
Yeah, I think that's where he was calling from.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. I think those are kind of all of my notes that I had about the season.
Well, I'm gonna miss seeing you guys. We'll have to find another show that we can weekly watch and do another podcast.
I know. This was so much fun.
I did enjoy it. I'll check the listings. I have plenty of time. I don't have
I'll check
children.
my TV guide.
Your local listings.
Well, thank you guys for watching and listening every week to All Girls Final. If you have a suggestion of another show I guess it would have to be a reality show because that's
Yeah, like a weekly competition type
Yeah.
thing.
because I'm out on Bravo. I'm not watching any.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not gonna.
never-
I've
too
already
much.
passed that. But it has been a lot of fun getting together with you girls.
So fun.
All right, till next time. Oh, that's my Survivor music.
Sounds like Defying Gravity.
It did.
Wow.